Hi there, Frank here for premium members for the trading day of March the 11th, 2026, a Wednesday. Before we start, let me just mention if you're new to premium, make sure you visit our website, remek.ca, and sign up for the 30-day free trial of our software because it's our software that shapes our view of how we look at the markets, and it's the software that we use to execute our trade ideas. All right, after that little introduction, let's look at the ES. And what do we see here? Well, what we see here is that we have visited the low of the range, we have bounced back, and now two candles without any sell-off seems to be working to the upside. Also, on the 4-hour chart, look at this, a measured move potential. If you're not sure what that means, we use professional terminology as we analyze the markets. So if you're not sure what something means, head to our website and Google it or look it up. It's all in the documentation. And we're very precise and consistent with our terminology. Let me just say that. All right, so this is a potential measured move at the moment. Look at this. It would take us back to a previous pivot. So at this point, this is quite likely that this might happen next. So if it starts to happen, then I think it makes sense to join. As to the execution, it can happen with the futures contract, perhaps with the micro version of the futures, or one of the many ETFs available at our disposal to do this job. And let's move on to some other markets. I also want to just have a quick look and show you something on the RTY. On the weekly time frame, it is notable that now we have penetrated again the Remek cloud. You see our quantitative calculation of the strength of momentum. Look at this. As soon as this candle closes, this candle will be deep inside the blue area, just like this one. This is called a cloud penetration. Usually it's a quite bullish sign, and the larger the chart, the time frame, the stronger the move tends to be. So, of course, nobody knows the future, and there's always a subset of situations that will fail. So, is it possible that this will break down? Of course, it's possible. Anything is possible, but it's not likely. The more likely scenario is that we're going to test at least the high, 2750. That's what we're preparing to do. And if it starts moving, then we do want to join. That's how we see this. Let's move on to currencies, on which I'm just going to show you the Canadian dollar, which we talked about yesterday. Here we go. You can always refer back to a previous video because all these are kind of mentioned and repeated every night as the move develops. So Canadian dollar, just about to trigger. Perhaps you're long already. Perhaps you're waiting for a trigger on the 4-hour chart. In both cases, I think it pays to pay attention to this move. All right, nothing to do on oil. CL has done what it wanted to do. We were in it, we're out. If something happens in the future, we'll be the first one to notice, as we did on February 18. Just look up the video. All right, on to some other markets here. Metals, the 4 precious metals, GC, SI, PA, PL. All 4 of them are working on bullish moves. Look at this beautiful structure on GC. Again, another measured move potential that would take us back to the previous high. Look at this chart, memorize it, print it, put it above your monitor. Which one was it? I think it was the ES actually. Structurally very similar to GC. Again, I'm not comparing the two markets, far from it, but I'm just comparing price action. This is a potential measured move that would take us back to a previous pivot. When you look at the GC, you will see a potential measured move that would take us back to the previous pivot. If you look at the SI, you will see the same thing. So I'm not going to go into too much depth. It's the same story. There's a bull flag on the 4-hour chart conveniently and seems to be working to the upside. PA and PL are also constructive and ready to give us a potential trade. Right now, we're in the setup phase. Look at this. This is a potential measured move right now. We can notice the price rejection on the daily chart, as we did observe in yesterday's video, I think. And PL, platinum, price rejection on the 4-hour chart and a nice potential break to the upside on the daily. Okay, and I'm going to stop right here. Perhaps something happening on agriculturals. If you want, you can dive in further. That's enough for us to do on a Wednesday. And as always, tread carefully, but with confidence. And let's do this. Back in the morning, and until then, mindful trading.